Have you ever paid attention to how some women seem to have an almost magnetic pull, no matter their age? They might not fit the typical standards of youth or conventional beauty, yet there's something undeniably captivating about them. Something subtle but powerful that draws people in, especially men. These women are often the ones who get noticed without trying, who are effortlessly surrounded by attention and admiration. But this isn't just chance, and it's certainly not luck. What you're seeing is the result of carefully developed behaviors, refined over time, that make them irresistibly attractive in the most natural way. Because real seduction doesn't begin with what you wear or how flawless your makeup is. The real power of attraction lives in something deeper, in the energy you give off, the way you carry yourself, and the quiet but unmistakable confidence that radiates from within. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 specific behaviors that have the power to turn any woman into someone truly magnetic. And the best part? These aren't based on tricks or gimmicks. They're genuine shifts that, once you begin to embody them, will change the way people respond to you. You'll start to notice how men view you differently, how they become more drawn to your presence, and how attention seems to come to you effortlessly, without you even seeking it. Make sure you stick around until the very end, because the 6th behavior is by far the most powerful. It's something that most women have never even considered, but once you integrate it into your life, everything begins to shift. So what really makes a woman captivating? A lot of people assume it's all about youth, flawless skin, or the perfect figure. But in truth, attraction runs much deeper than that. In many cases, a mature woman can be far more alluring than someone younger. Why? Because she carries something rare, genuine self-assurance. She's not constantly doubting her value, not chasing external approval. She knows who she is, and she owns that identity with quiet strength. That kind of confidence? It's irresistible. Through her emotional and social experiences, she's learned a lot, enough to clearly understand what she wants and what she won't tolerate. That clarity makes her more discerning, more grounded, and far less dependent on others for validation. She exudes a certain sophistication and mystery. She doesn't lay all her cards on the table at once. Instead, she understands how to hold back just enough to keep things interesting, allowing curiosity and intrigue to do the heavy lifting. And that, right there, is the secret. What captivates men isn't just how a woman looks. What truly draws them in is the energy she brings into a room. Think about it. Why is it that some women, even if they aren't the youngest or don't fit traditional beauty standards, somehow manage to steal the spotlight? It's because they radiate something beyond the surface, an undeniable presence. There's something about the way they move, speak, and simply are that holds attention. When a woman taps into this kind of energy, it becomes magnetic. Men are pulled toward her, not because she's trying to be seen, but because her presence speaks volumes. She doesn't chase attention. Her energy makes it impossible to ignore her. And here's the most empowering part. This magnetic presence doesn't come from luck, and it's not written in your genes. It's the result of intentional behaviors, habits that any woman can learn and embrace. Now that you're aware of the inner power you can cultivate, let's dive into the very first behavior that can completely shift how men perceive you. And believe me, once you begin to apply it, you'll start noticing the change almost immediately. Behavior number 1. Confidence is noticed before your makeup ever is. Here's something fascinating. Before anyone registers your hairstyle, your outfit, or even your makeup, the very first thing they pick up on is your confidence. It's the unspoken energy you bring into a space. And there's nothing more captivating than a woman who's sure of herself. You can hear it in her voice, see it in her posture, and feel it in the way she moves through the world. A confident woman doesn't chase approval. She radiates it. She doesn't ask for permission to shine. She simply does. Now picture this. You walk into a room and notice 2 women. The first one is physically stunning, maybe even model beautiful, but her shoulders are hunched, she avoids eye contact, and there's a nervousness in how she carries herself. The second woman might not fit every conventional standard of beauty, but she moves with certainty. Her head is high, her posture strong, and her gaze steady. Who do you think leaves a lasting impression? So who do you think people are more likely to notice? The answer is simple. Confidence acts like a magnet. And the best thing about it? You don't have to be born with it. Confidence is something you can build, nurture, and eventually let work in your favor. Science even supports this. Research from Webster University found that individuals with high self-confidence are seen as more attractive, even when they don't align with traditional beauty standards. Why is that? Because confidence sends out a powerful and unmistakable message. I am valuable. I know my worth. I don't need anyone's approval to validate me. And men don't just observe that confidence, they feel it. That kind of energy pulls them in without effort. So how can you bring this into your everyday life? Start with your posture. Walk with your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and your head held high. The way you hold yourself speaks volumes. When you slump or keep your eyes down, you unintentionally project insecurity. But when you walk with purpose and presence, you radiate self-assurance. Also, pay attention to how you speak. Keep your voice calm and steady. Confident women don't rush their words, and they definitely don't feel the need to fill every pause with chatter. They're comfortable with silence because they know their words already carry weight. Her voice is steady, measured, clear, and full of intention. Don't shy away from taking up space, whether you're walking down the street, sitting in a meeting, or engaging in a conversation. Own your presence. Let yourself be seen, without ever feeling the need to apologize for it. Here's something powerful to remember. The way you show up in the world directly influences how the world responds to you. When you carry yourself like someone who matters, life begins to mirror that belief back to you. And now, let's move into the second behavior, one that adds an almost mystical pull to your presence. It's something few women truly master, but once you do, your magnetism will grow tenfold. Behavior number 2. A woman who doesn't cling is the one who holds the power. Desire thrives in uncertainty. Ever noticed how, the moment you stop being constantly available, certain men suddenly seem more eager to connect? That's not random. It's psychology in action. A captivating woman doesn't chase. She doesn't plead for attention. And she certainly doesn't base her worth on how often someone calls or texts. She understands the quiet strength of independence. She's not needy. She's centered. And that's exactly what makes her so incredibly attractive. She knows her worth isn't tied to how fast someone replies to her messages. Truly captivating women don't chase after attention, they inspire it. They spark curiosity, admiration, and the natural urge to pursue. And here's why that principle is so effective. Human psychology is wired to value what feels scarce, what we fear we might lose. When a man believes you'll always be there, no matter what he does, his interest starts to fade. That sense of effortlessness removes the need to invest. Think back to a moment in your own life. Was there ever a time when a man suddenly became more attentive right after you pulled back a little? Maybe he started texting more often, complimenting you more sincerely, or noticing small things about you that he previously overlooked. That wasn't a coincidence. It's because when something seems too predictable or guaranteed, the excitement fades. But a hint of uncertainty? That's when desire kicks in. Men are drawn to the thrill of the chase, to the mystery, to the sense that they have to earn your time and attention. And that's the hidden power. When a woman doesn't cling, she's not just keeping her dignity, she's actually guiding the dynamic. She's in control, silently, effortlessly. So how do you apply this in real life? Start by guarding your availability. You don't need to drop everything the moment he calls. When a man feels like your presence is always guaranteed, the allure fades. But when he knows he has to reach for you to earn your time, his interest deepens. Give him the space to come to you. Let him wonder what you're up to. Allow him the chance to reach out, to invest in the connection. Don't let your day revolve around whether or not he texted. Instead, pour your energy into the things that light you up, your passions, your goals, your hobbies. Keep building a life that feels full, with or without anyone else's attention. Because a woman who enjoys her own company, who knows how to be alone without feeling lonely, radiates something powerful: independence. And that energy? It's incredibly attractive. Now, don't get this confused. Detachment doesn't mean being cold, distant, or emotionally closed off. It simply means you respect yourself enough not to chase anyone's attention. You're centered in your own worth. And that calm, grounded self-assurance is what makes you genuinely captivating. And now, let's move into behavior number 3, a powerful yet often misunderstood trait of magnetic women. A personal style that reflects inner strength. Yes, visual appeal does play a role in attraction, but not in the way most people assume. Many women feel pressured to keep up with trends, invest in pricey outfits, or mold themselves to fit into society's shifting standards of beauty. But the truth? None of that guarantees magnetism. What truly makes you unforgettable isn't just what you wear, it's how you wear it. When a woman develops a unique, authentic style that aligns with who she is, she automatically projects confidence and presence. Her look isn't about impressing others, it's an extension of her inner power. She doesn't blindly follow passing trends. She selects pieces that make her feel grounded, empowered, and most of all, herself. Her presence is memorable because her appearance isn't just about aesthetics. It's a reflection of her inner strength and identity. Her image speaks before she even says a word. Let's pause here and reflect on something powerful: the influence of style on personal magnetism. Picture this: you're in a room, and a woman walks in. She carries herself with poise, her outfit is effortlessly elegant, and her style is uniquely hers. Instantly, your eyes are drawn to her. It's not just what she's wearing, it's the way she wears it, the energy she brings with her. This isn't just observation, it's backed by science. A study highlighted in Psychology Today found that people are often perceived as more attractive not solely because of their physical features, but because of how they present themselves, through their confidence, their self-expression, and yes, their style. A woman who has embraced her own signature look can outshine someone who fits all the beauty standards, but lacks self-confidence. Because it's not about copying someone else, it's about amplifying what's uniquely you. So how can you start crafting a style that makes you unforgettable? Start by choosing clothing that brings out your best features, not to hide, not to impress, but to celebrate who you are. Let your wardrobe be an extension of your personality, not a costume you wear for approval. Not every style fits every woman, and that's the beauty of it. The goal isn't to follow a formula, it's to discover what truly complements you. Find the cuts, fabrics, and silhouettes that enhance your figure and reflect your essence. For example, if you have curves, dresses that are cinched at the waist can gracefully highlight them. If you're tall and slender, flowing fabrics and softer cuts can bring balance to your shape and movement. And don't underestimate the power of color. Each shade carries its own energy and can help you express different layers of your personality. Red radiates passion and power, perfect for those moments when you want to command attention. Black embodies mystery and sophistication. It's timeless, elegant, and always in style. White reflects purity and serenity. It sends a message of peace, clarity, and trust. Navy blue speaks of intelligence and authority. It's ideal when you want to express leadership and composure. Earth tones bring warmth and approachability. They make you feel grounded and naturally inviting. The same principle applies to your hair and makeup. You don't need to go heavy or dramatic to be captivating. In fact, the most powerful beauty is often the most natural. The key is to enhance what's already there. Want a quick tip? A touch of red lipstick can instantly elevate your look, adding a bold spark of sensuality without needing anything else. Glowing, healthy skin will always be more magnetic than layers of heavy foundation. Aim for radiance over perfection. A flattering haircut that frames your features beautifully can transform your whole presence. And don't underestimate the power of scent. A signature perfume can make you unforgettable. Scent is one of the most emotionally powerful senses. It's deeply tied to memory. A unique fragrance can leave a lasting impression, even long after you've left the room. Here's a tip. Choose a scent that mirrors your essence. Whether it's floral, woody, sweet, or fresh, the right fragrance should make you feel empowered every time you wear it. It's not about following trends. It's about finding what feels like you. And above all, remember this. It's not about chasing beauty. It's about embodying presence. A woman who knows and owns her style feels powerful, and that quiet confidence is what truly captivates. Now let's move into the next transformative quality magnetic women master with grace. Behavior number 4. Feminine energy that draws people in. Feminine energy is essential to attraction. But before we go any further, let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Feminine energy has nothing to do with being weak, passive, or dependent. In fact, it's the opposite. True feminine energy is powerful. It's the ability to influence without force, to receive without demanding, and to attract without ever needing to chase. It's the quiet, irresistible strength that speaks without shouting. It's the deep inner confidence that what's meant for you will come, without force, without chase. It's the art of inspiring connection while staying fully rooted in your essence. It's the quiet magic of drawing men in without ever needing to ask for their attention. But here's where many women lose their power. They fall into the trap of believing that to be desirable, they must adopt a masculine role, always taking charge, always being the one to pursue. And while strength is beautiful, chasing isn't. Because when you take over the pursuit, you remove the space for him to feel the drive to win you over. When you dominate the interaction, there's no room left for curiosity or mystery to bloom. And when you carry the full weight of control, you silence the very energy that makes you magnetic in the first place. But when you balance your feminine energy, when you allow space for mystery, receptivity, and grace, you create a presence that is both elegant and deeply captivating. And this is the true secret of women who enchant without effort. There are women who, regardless of age, seem to command attention the moment they enter a room. They don't need to dress provocatively. They don't beg for validation. Their allure isn't loud, it's undeniable. These women aren't chasing perfection. They don't feel the need to compete with other women or prove their worth. And science backs this up. A study from the University of California found that men are more attracted to women who communicate in a relaxed, calm manner and display open, receptive body language. Why? Because that kind of presence communicates both confidence and effortless femininity. And that is the crucial difference between trying to force attraction and allowing it to unfold naturally. So how can you apply this feminine energy in your own life? Start by giving him space to take the initiative. When a woman tries to organize and control every detail, she unintentionally removes the man's opportunity to show up, to lead, to pursue. This doesn't mean you should be passive or disengaged. It simply means letting him feel that desire to make an effort for you. For example, if he suggests going out, instead of immediately taking charge and planning every detail, respond with curiosity. That sounds nice. What do you have in mind? Let him step into that role. And if he's genuinely interested, trust that he will want to impress you. Another powerful shift? Learn to truly enjoy the moment. Far too often, women sabotage a beautiful connection by fixating on the future. Will he text me tomorrow? Does he want a relationship? What if I never hear from him again? This kind of anxious overthinking creates pressure, and that pressure pushes people away. A magnetic woman stays grounded in the now. She allows things to unfold naturally. She's not rushing, not analyzing every word, not building expectations. She's simply enjoying the present, confident, calm, and open. If he reaches out, wonderful. If he doesn't, that's okay too. Her energy isn't tied to anyone else's actions. She remains grounded in herself, unshaken, content. Third, embrace softer, slower communication. The tone of your voice, your pace, and your expression are all incredibly powerful tools of feminine magnetism. Speak slowly with purpose. Let your words carry intention. And don't be afraid of silence. Allow natural pauses. They create space, they invite intrigue, and they subtly hold attention. Avoid harsh, rushed, or overly reactive responses. For example, during a conversation, instead of jumping in quickly or explaining yourself too much, let there be a moment of stillness. A pause can say more than words. It adds depth, mystery, and presence. Because true attraction often lies not in what you say, but how you say it. In conclusion, feminine energy isn't a tactic, it's an art form. It's about learning to be, not constantly trying to do. It's the graceful shift from chasing to receiving, from controlling to allowing. And when you embody that energy fully, men naturally feel drawn toward you. And perhaps the most beautiful part? Once you master this way of being, you become the one who decides who is truly worthy of your time, your energy, and your heart. Now we arrive at the next behavior, one that can take your magnetism to an entirely new level. Behavior number 5, mastering the art of conversation. A truly captivating woman knows that meaningful conversation isn't just about speaking, it's about connection. It's not about filling the air with words or impressing someone with endless stories. It's about evoking curiosity, holding interest, and sparking subtle attraction. So how does she do it? By speaking less, but making every word count. By embracing pauses, allowing silence to deepen the connection. By weaving mystery and depth into even the simplest exchange. Many women fall into the trap of over-explaining, oversharing, or rushing to fill the quiet moments with chatter. They talk at length about themselves, thinking it will make them seem more appealing. But in reality, seduction doesn't thrive in noise, it thrives in nuance. There's a quiet power in restraint. The women who know how to captivate with their voice understand this deeply. They don't try to dominate the conversation. They invite the other person into it. They don't try to be impressive. They're simply present, and that presence does the work for them. Let's look at a real-life example backed by science. Psychological studies have shown that around 80% of attraction comes from nonverbal communication. In simple terms, how you say something often matters far more than what you say. The most magnetic women aren't the ones who speak the most. They're the ones who create tension, spark curiosity, and leave something to the imagination. So how do you master this art? Here are a few essential keys to conversing like a truly captivating woman. First, use eye contact with intention. Your gaze alone can speak volumes. A well-timed glance can communicate more than an entire paragraph ever could. So don't shy away from eye contact, embrace it. Hold a steady gaze for just a few seconds before looking away. Let your eyes linger, just enough to create intrigue. Want to turn that glance into magnetism? Add a soft smile, then slowly shift your gaze. It's a small gesture, but it can instantly create a ripple of attraction, subtle but powerful. Second, don't reveal everything about yourself all at once. Mystery is essential when it comes to seduction. Yet, many women make the mistake of laying their whole life story out in the first conversation. Every detail, every emotion, every memory. But mystery isn't about hiding, it's about pacing your presence. Let others discover you, layer by layer. Here's a common mistake. oversharing too soon. Instead, respond with short, intriguing answers that leave room for curiosity. Use phrases like, "That's a fascinating story, but I'll save it for another time." Don't be afraid to hold back a few details. It's not about being secretive. It's about creating anticipation. Sometimes, what you don't say is just as powerful as what you do. Third, learn to ask captivating questions. The best conversations aren't centered around you. They're about him. Instead of dominating the exchange or giving one-word replies, ask thought-provoking questions that invite imagination and reveal depth. Try something like, "If you could live in any historical era, which one would you choose, and why? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you had to describe yourself in just 3 words, what would they be?" Questions like these make you memorable. They spark deeper conversations and create an emotional connection that goes beyond surface-level small talk. Fourth, master your tone of voice and your timing. Your voice is an instrument. Use it wisely. The way you say something can turn even the simplest sentence into something unforgettable or forgettable. Speak slowly. Don't rush. Let your voice be soft yet assured. Pause when it matters. A well-placed silence can draw someone in far more than a stream of uninterrupted words. Add subtle pauses before you respond. They create a moment of anticipation that draws people in. For example, instead of quickly saying, "That's interesting," try this, "Interesting," with a slight pause before continuing. That simple shift in rhythm and tone can transform an ordinary phrase into something quietly captivating. In conclusion, a woman who masters the art of conversation doesn't try to impress. She aims to connect. She uses eye contact to build trust, embraces silence to a depth, asks thought-provoking questions, and always keeps just enough mystery to stay unforgettable. Because it's never about how much you say, it's about how and why you say it. Now, let's move to the final behavior, one that will elevate your magnetism to its highest level yet. Behavior number 6. Independence is the greatest aphrodisiac. A woman who has a full life of her own passions, her own direction, her own rhythm, is magnetic. She's not just attractive, she's unforgettable. She's a mystery that doesn't need solving, only experiencing. One of the most common mistakes women make is building their entire world around a relationship. But real, lasting attraction is born when you are whole on your own, when your life lights you up and your purpose keeps you moving forward. Why is that so magnetic? Because a man doesn't want to be the center of your universe. He wants to be part of a universe that's already vibrant, already alive, with or without him. Independent women are deeply captivating. They're not searching for someone to complete them. They're not waiting around for a text or obsessing over whether they're enough. They have goals. They have passions. They have a life that's full, rich, and exciting, regardless of who's standing beside them. Here's a real-world truth. The most attractive women aren't the ones bending over backwards to please. They're the ones living such interesting, purpose-filled lives that others naturally want to be part of their world. And men? They are drawn to that. They admire that. Because the energy of an independent woman speaks volumes. It communicates confidence, wholeness, and emotional security. So how do you start living this way? First, have a purpose that goes beyond any relationship. Your life should never revolve around one person. Find something that lights a fire in you, a passion, a dream, a personal mission, a creative project. Something that's just yours. Get clear on what you want to achieve in this life, and start moving toward it. Don't hand your happiness over to anyone else. When you're connected to a sense of purpose, your entire energy shifts. You begin to radiate passion, confidence, and joy. People can feel that. Second, be mindful of who you allow into your space. The people you spend the most time with have a direct impact on your mindset, your energy, and your self-worth. If someone consistently brings drama, negativity, or doubt into your life, it's okay to lovingly step away. Instead, surround yourself with women who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, who reflect the strength and joy you want to embody. Build a social circle that uplifts you. Because when you're supported by high-energy people, your own confidence and magnetism naturally rise. Third, make growth a lifelong habit. A woman who is always evolving, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, is endlessly fascinating. Learn something new every day. Read books that expand your mind. Travel to places that shift your perspective. Take courses, explore new hobbies, dive into areas you've never explored before. Because personal growth isn't just empowering, it's irresistible. Never stop investing in yourself. Personal growth and self-development don't just make you wiser, they make you magnetic. Why? Because becoming a more self-assured, curious, and inspired woman makes you naturally more attractive on every level. In conclusion, your very existence is your greatest source of attraction. You don't need a man to save you. You're not waiting around for someone to complete you. And you certainly don't build your life around a relationship. You are whole. You are grounded. And that is the most irresistible energy a woman can project. And here's one final insight to carry with you. True attraction has nothing to do with age. It's not about numbers, it's about energy. If you've made it this far, then you've already unlocked something powerful, the understanding that real beauty doesn't lie in appearance alone. It lives in your presence, your confidence, your independence, and the energy you bring into every room you walk into. Men don't remember the woman with the most flawless features. They remember the one who made them feel something, the one whose presence stood out, the one who carried a unique, unforgettable essence. And if you begin to embody these 6 behaviors in your own life, you'll start to experience something remarkable. Men will see you differently. You'll feel more confident, more grounded. And you'll begin to radiate a magnetic energy that draws opportunities, not just in love, but in every area of your life. Because attraction isn't about luck. It's about how you show up. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these behaviors do you already feel aligned with? And which one do you feel ready to start developing more intentionally? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely love reading your thoughts and hearing your personal reflections.